Okay, here we go. My name is Katie, and this is my mid-October garden tour. I did one other garden tour in late June, and everything looked very different. So it's exciting to go out here and show everyone what's going on. So I am starting with my stairs here. I did pick up a few pumpkins from Family Fair down the street, and this purple fountain grass I actually had planted in a different spot, which I'll show you a little bit later, but it is an annual in our area, which is a zone 5 in Michigan. So I moved it to a little pot and I'm just using it as kind of decoration, and it looks pretty good, and it's fun to have the pale colors come in. I know that's just the dead grass, but I feel like that's kind of a fall thing. So my garden hose, the sun's coming out, so I wanted to get out here before it's too bright to really see the color. And these are my impatiens. I was going to actually check and see how long these things last, because they are doing better than they've done all year. Like I said, I had a late June garden tour, so they have been planted here all summer long, and tons of buds on them. And then for my anniversary, which is August 15th, we planted these roses, which are called Jump for Joy, and they are just lovely. They were blooming when we bought them, and then kind of went into a little bit of a sleep phase, and then came back out, and you can see the red right here, and that seems to be a precursor for new buds, which, you know, there are plenty, and I just did some deadheading. Love this rock. I also got this solar powered light. It doesn't go very long, but I like it because it's sort of like a starburst pattern, and maybe I'll do a video about that. My sister won this hydrangea in a contest, and she surprised me and dropped it off one day, and she lives 2.5 hours away, so that was just really special. These bearded purple irises I've had for, I think, 4 years. Moved in 5 to 6 years ago, and my mom had some extra ones in her garden landscape, so they have done really well, and they do well every year. I did split a few off, and I'll show you where I put them a little bit later. This hibiscus I planted this year, and it is just loving this spot. I just love these buds. They're so big. It was blooming, and then it kind of took a break, and now it's coming back again. And I think I also planted this one maybe late July, early August. I'm not good at planting plants when they're supposed to be planted. I just kind of fall in love with something and have to plant it in my garden. This columbine is just crazy. It was just a little plant. If you look at that June video, you can see it. And I planted it this year in June when it was flowering, and it's just enormous. And I really hope it has self-seeded, so it comes back next year, because I do like the foliage on it, and I love how green it is over here. It's just very full. My blanket flower, I really should have pinched this off a little bit, because it kind of is bent over in the middle, but I also love this one because it's going to bloom into November, probably. And you don't see a lot of flowers like that in my area. These are a couple of purple fountain grasses that I planted around my birthday, which is in July. And again, I don't plant when I'm supposed to, but they seem to be doing just fine. I'm excited to repeat this next year. I'll probably do 3 next year and fill it in a little bit more this way. And then these were here when we moved in, and they are daylilies. They're an orange variety, and I just love the evergreen foliage that they have. It's just a very nice full affect. And then my neighbor also has some, and so I love that it just kind of continues into this yard. And I'll show you where I planted some more in just a minute. Now right over here is a blanket flower that, believe it or not, I actually planted this year, and it's an Arizona variety, and it just really likes this spot. I did take out a tree in the middle of my yard in July, and that's where it's filling in. So these plants have just really benefited from all the sun that they've been able to get. And my lucifers are not in bloom anymore. They did not do very well this year, but I am happy that they came back. I will probably try to move these at some point, but I don't want to disturb them right now just because they didn't do that well, so I just want to let them have their space. My allium is, there's actually an allium over here too. You just can't see it anymore because my columbine is so huge, and so is the blanket flower. But next year in the spring, when that comes back, it'll be great. And then this is a sage variety. I think it's the fluffy sage. I can't think of it, but I love it. I love just how like feathery and touchable the blooms are. And not looking very good, but this is a cone flower that I actually separated from a different cone flower that I had 3-4 years ago that my mom got me. And then this is a hibiscus that is supposed to have either dark red or light pink blooms. I don't know that it was labeled. Again, I just fell in love with it and then planted it late in the season. Not looking very good right now, but I'm hoping that's just because it's the fall. It's its first year. I planted it late. Hopefully it will sleep and regain its fervor for next year. I did put some Halloween decorations out. They're really exciting. And then I also have some more bearded irises on this side. And then my mom also gave me a peony that I really enjoy. It has not bloomed yet, but these plants can grow and survive for 100 years. So it's exciting that this will still be here as long as nobody takes it out. And I also put a bird feeder in, and the birds have found it. No cardinals yet, but it's kind of fun because the cats like to look out that window at it. And then I actually put some stones, filled in some stones along the side. I'm not sure what I'll do with this area. If anything, it just is the north side of the house, so it gets a lot of shade. And then on this side, this is where I moved some of the irises to this year. And I put some stone pavers in around the edge. This is my chocolate Joe Pye, and it is in its autumn bloom. And I love it because it is such an interesting flowering little plant. It is a dark kind of chocolate color. You can see that with the stems, but then also with the leaves in the earlier part of the year. And then I also have my